Hi, I'm Ali, and a warm welcome to Faceyogamaster Kinship Skin. So in today's video, we're going to use a rose quartz roller. Now they come rollers, jade rollers, rose quartz rollers. They come in lots of different materials. Here I have a jade one here as well. Obviously they also have their own different energies, being a natural stone. So today we're using the rose quartz, and by doing this we're going to really be helping with glowing skin, because we'll be moving lymph around as well using the quartz roller here. So first things first, you want to have clean skin, obviously clean fingers, and you also need to make sure that your roller here, your quartz roller, is nice and clean. So it's obviously previously been washed in some light soapy water and then rinsed off with a cool rinse. Now, if you like, beforehand, for about half an hour before, you can actually place your quartz roller into the fridge, making it cooler and colder, particularly if you have puffiness around the eyes. This will also help as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a little bit of facial serum. So I've got a nourishing facial oil here. I don't know if you can see it. It's quite, sometimes it zooms in, sometimes it doesn't. No, it doesn't want to zoom in. Yeah, zoomed in. So we're going to use that today, because whatever you do apply to your face is going to penetrate in even better and deeper whilst using the roller there. So just applying just a couple of drops to the skin. Now, if you like, you can use a serum, or you can even use a facial cream. So just applying all to the face and not forgetting the neck area. So first things first, where our neck is here, underneath it, just here, we have our collarbone, and just above we have some indentations. So we're just first of all going to give a few gentle presses to this area. And what we're doing here is really setting up the lymphatic drainage. And then we're going to take our tool and we're going to take the larger parts here, starting from the collarbone. We're just very gently working our way up all the way to the chin, and then coming back and just slowly working our way along the collarbone, up the neck towards the jawline. Now this is nice, slow and mindful here, and you don't want to be too heavy-handed. The skin on the neck is very fine and delicate. And then on the other side. If you like, you can take a couple of deep belly breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth as well. One, this will help with oxygen and blood flow to the neck and also the head area, as well as calming down the nervous system. And then once we've done that, we're going to take the smaller parts here, placing our hand as an anchor, and just very gently glide from the chin all the way along the jawline towards the ear. And we have plenty of lymph nodes in this area, so we're moving everything in an outwards motion. And then with the larger parts here, the back of the ear, just down the big SCM muscle down to the collarbone. Again, just getting those lymphatics going. Now you can do this morning or evening. It's a nice time to do this in the morning if you're slightly puffy, or in the evening if you just want to just rest and calm down the nervous system. And also if you do have a great facial product you just want to have absorbed in whilst you're going to obviously your night routine. So just now gliding again all along from the chin under the jawline towards the ears. Now, I've been a facialist for the last 8 years. I really am passionate about skincare, and please comment down below. Tell me how you find these facial massage exercises and using various tools. And if there's anything else you'd like me to share with you. Down the big SCM muscle, down to the collarbone. Always want to swallow when you're doing this, because you literally feel things moving, has been moving toxins and waste within the lymph. So now let's work above the chin and the jawline. So taking our tool here, I'm just going to use the smaller parts here, and just gliding now from the chin all the way to the ear from the jawline as well. Nice and light. And on the other side as well, from the chin, gliding along just under that jaw, under the mouth, along the jawline, towards the ears. Now, if you have a little bit of tightness around this area, particularly if you've been chewing or you grind your teeth, you can always take the end part of the tool and we can just literally come up and down. Just give it a really nice massage, releasing any tension within this area. Again, this is a very strong muscle and it can get quite tight. So lots of different directions. This is a light to medium touch. And then on the other side, again, just really massaging out. If you've got any tension at this part of the jawline here, which I think many of us do, just really give it a nice little massage and release any tension here. Lots of different directions. And then we're going to start again the small part just above the lips and just gliding outwards motion. Just on one side first, smoothing out any fine lines and wrinkles here. And then we're going to take the larger part and then starting from the chin again, just going along towards the ear and then slowly working our way up the lower part of the face. Again, heading in an outwards motion towards the ear. And then when it comes to the cheek area, just literally scooping under the cheek towards the ears. And on the other side, taking the parts here, small roller size, just gliding again above the lip here. This is also great if you have any fine lines and wrinkles. It can really help smooth things out as well. And then taking the larger part, just gliding from the chin all along the jawline towards the ear, and then slowly working our way in an upwards motion. Now, if you've placed your rose quartz roller into the fridge and it's starting to get slightly warm at this point, you can actually place it back into the fridge and then go back to the second part of the face after. Or if you have a bowl of sort of cold water, you can just dip it into, just dry it off with a cloth, and then it's nice and cool for the next part, which is going to be under the eyes. So we tend to end up with that puffiness. Right, so now taking this part, the smaller part, we're just coming under the eye and gliding where the bone is under the eye towards the temples. And this is a really light, fine, delicate touch. The skin around the eyes is very fine, so you don't need to be too heavy-handed. And then on the other side, literally under the eye where the bone is, light, feather-light touch. And what we're doing here is we're also helping moving toxins and waste under the eye in an outwards motion. Again, great if you have eye bags and puffiness under the eyes. And then just taking the larger parts here, let's just work above the cheekbone here. Again, just nice and light to move outwards and slightly upwards. And then on the other side. And then taking the small parts here, we're now working side of the nose down towards the nostrils, and particularly if it's getting to autumn time or fall if you're in America, and if you have sort of dampness in the air or if you've got a little bit of a snivel, bit of sinus relief, you just want to move everything down towards the nostril and then glide under the cheekbone towards the ears. And on the other side again, the small part just coming down side of the nose, drawing everything down literally. You may want a tissue at the side when you're doing this. And then under the cheekbone towards the ears, moving everything outwards motion. So now using the small part again, we're now lifting up just a little bit in one direction here, smoothing and calming down the nervous system here, helping with any of those fine lines and wrinkles on the frown lines. And if you like, you can go in a different direction as well. Again, nice and light. and then just back up to finish with. And we're going in up and down here and finishing up, and then we're going to work on the forehead area. Now we don't have much fat padding in this area, so using this part of the tool, and first of all coming from between the eyes, just lifting up and just gliding along. Now I don't like to keep going backwards and forwards on this. We're going to be nice and light today. It's more about moving toxins and waste. So just a really nice, gentle massage using the roller, upwards motion. All to the other side. And then placing our hand as an anchor, particularly if you have slightly sagging skin, and just gliding now all along towards the temples from the middle of the forehead and bring up to where the hairline is, and on the other side. Gliding all the way along. Now if you have a gouache tool, you can also do this with a gouache, or if you don't have a roller at all, or you can use obviously a jade roller, or you can even just do these massage exercises using your fingers as well. So then we're coming to the larger part again, from the temples, gliding down the temples down to the front of the ear. Again, we have plenty of lymph nodes here, and on the other side, from the temples, front of the ear. And then with the larger part now, we want to come down to the back of the ear where we have lymph nodes. And then gliding down the big SCM muscle, side of the neck, down towards the collarbone. And then on the other side, back of the ear. Down the big SCM muscle, down to the collarbone. And then obviously once we've done that, we want to make sure that it's nice and rinsed again with warm water in slight soap, sort of soapy warm water if you like. And then you want to give it a final rinse with some cool water and just dry it off, ready for next usage. And then what we need to do is do a final lymphatic drainage release. So we've moved toxins and waste to really help with more glowing skin, a really nice routine. Particularly again if you want it in the morning for depuffing, or in the evening to really calm the nervous system down. So from the chin all the way down, always like to finish with this, where we literally started is where our collarbone is. We've got those indentations, and if you can just give those a few gentle presses, this will release all the toxins and waste into the body, ready for elimination. Again, want to swallow because you can literally feel everything just moving, which is great. So I hope you enjoyed today's video on how to use just a nice, very light, gentle routine on how to use a rose roller here. And if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing for more content, and please share. And again, check out my products, which I now have had developed, and I absolutely love them. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Okay, bye.